So I'm also delighted to see you all young designers and to do something for your own country. I shifted from designing to again questioning. I wanted to be a wise Indian, to do something what we have as a resource. Thank you so much all of you for coming here. So I'm also delighted to see you all young designers and to do something for your own country. Whatever we are doing is not for ourselves, right? We are doing for our own country. This is very important. So I was also a student like you once upon a time, and with time we have also grown and then understood what is sustainability. My mother used to practice sustainability, but we never understood, and we always wanted, why not wear new clothes always? Why eat on chula and not on something else? But now the whole tradition of eating on chula is coming back, right? We don't eat right food, we eat Zomato, and then we go for gym. So that is the circle we want to leave. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. So when you are in India, when you have a legacy of eating nice roti, rice, dal, chawal, everything on time, you don't value. But the minute you go outside world, there you understand what is the value of mother, what is the value of food, what is the value of your friends. Because यहाँ पे ना, you can ask anybody, अरे मेरे को drop कर देना यहाँ पे, and somebody will come and drop you at some other place. But that doesn't happen abroad. You have to catch a metro, reach on time, and everything has a value. So my topic is on soil to soul. Very, very beautiful topic if you can understand thoroughly. And this is what exactly India needs and the whole of the world needs. Soil holds the story of where we come from. Soil carries the meaning of why we are here. When the soil is nourished, the soul feels rooted. Caring for the earth is caring for ourselves. So these are very beautiful lines. कि जहाँ पे बोलते हैं ना ग्रीनरी है वहाँ पे जन्नत है, और डेजर्ट में कुछ होगा? You can't live a life, right? So this is the why I have selected my topic as a soil and a soul, because if we are alive, everything is possible to do on this earth. But let's do something which is again we can give back to the soil, not like we go away from that. So I also did my bachelor's and joined Karan Grover. I hope all of you know Karan Grover. He's one of the super guy, super inspired, my super boss and my super mentor. He taught me how to live in life, how to grow yourself, how to have an attitude as a designer, not to waste time. If you see Karan Grover, he's very sharp, very, very sharp. Always he has in mind to do something for the country and do something for the nation. So I heard about this word called sustainability a lot. But when I went and was working with Karan, then I realized the meaning of it. He was working on this building, CII building in Hyderabad. And there I understand what is sustainability, what it means. Otherwise it looks like a word. And everybody wants to be sustainable, and it is a very common word. So going back again, I thought, I need to go back and study where I come from, and whatever I have, it's not complete. So from that, my journey started as a student. Then from office to studio, and I was back to the classroom because I felt I was hungry for the knowledge. At NIT, like they say, to unlearn and relearn, I shifted from designing to again questioning, and then back to making that changed everything. Generally, we don't have an attitude of asking. अगर आपको कोई भी jury के अंदर somebody will ask you in the presentation, hardly there are few people who ask question. So we are not into that habit of asking question. It is very important to ask. Most of the time we are very shy. That's the reason we don't ask. But people who ask, they are also that they get opportunity to understand. Wrong or right, it's a different story. But at least you start a conversation. So at NIT, I got opportunity to work at Italy. So this was my first internship. My graduation project also happened, and ultimately I got my first job in Italy. And my job was to design stores. So I designed stores for Nike, Adidas, all different brands, to bring back some experience to this, because they do not tell us this is a shop, it is an experience. So when you go to buy something, you're just not buying, you are as a designer, we share experience. This was a store, Pavlovsky, it was a Spanish brand, and this was my graduation project, and I first installed in Dubai, and after that we made almost 50 stores in around the globe. So Italy taught me about the art of storytelling. Most of us do not know how to narrate story, because everything is narrate. If you see chairs, there are 5,000 chairs every year. If you see, there is a book which comes 5,000 chairs, but every chair has a story. Why do we need another chair? So this is how I started working with brands. I design how brands speak in space, because if you go to the airport or if you go to Milan or any spaces, each and every brand has an attitude of telling you this is my space. So I worked with Gucci, a lot of other brands, by designing objects, spaces and behaviors. Like no, each and every brand, if you see, it's speak for the space. Can I main? So minute you have to enter a Gucci का store, हम लोग को झिझक होती है यार, इतना सुपर स्टोर है, मैं जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं, जेब में पैसे तो नहीं है वो अलग चीज है, but it makes you feel inferior to enter also. That is how the brand play. But there are few stores you will just go and just move around. Not all stores you will move. So I got opportunity to work in Italy as a into fashion, footwear and furniture, designing multiple stores around the world. So I returned to India and led a furniture manufacturing setup in New Delhi as a CEO. And this was another Italian company where we wanted to set up things in India and cater to the Russian market. Design became less than form, less about form, more about system thinking and its impact. Most of you are not connected. What is system thinking? We always design furniture. Banana kya hai? Furniture. So system thinking is a very important part. From factory floor to design classroom, I thought this is what I need to go back again. So that is how I again came into teaching. Teaching became my second design practice, because being in Italy, coming back to India, I always had a fire. I should open my own brand. So if you see in Italy, most of the designers has their brand of their own name. Roberto Cavalli, Bolo. A lot of brands are there. Most of surname or by name. So that I also had a dream. So I came back to India, worked with this company for a couple of years and started my own company, Pravinsinh Solanki. But what to do with this brand? Like what type of product you will do it? So at the same time, director NID told me, why don't you come and teach at NID with your vast experience into retail. So I joined NID first as a visiting faculty and then as a full-time faculty. And I got opportunities to travel across remote parts of India to learn craft cultures. As an institute under DPIIT, NID bridges design, industry and craft. This is very important for a designer. We need to bridge this three part. If you are a very good designer, if you do not know how to market, then also it's a problem. If you are a good designer, if you do not know how to merge craft into it, also it's a problem. So people who can bridge all these three together has a global perspective, has a global market. There I realized design is like public service. I traveled to Nagaland in 2014 and it changed my perspective towards design. So I was traveling from Nagaland, like Dimapur to Kohima, a very, very beautiful place. We talk about sustainability, but we have never written about sustainability. We always follow Europeans. Usne wo kiya, usne wo kiya. So they come, do case study in India and they write in their own words. But we have never written. So I think as a student, it's very important for you to write storytelling. So when I went to that place and I was talking to the people, so one of the craftsmen, they narrated that I was born in bamboo cradle. I traveled in bamboo baskets. We live in bamboo houses. The oars that drive me to deep waters, the hat that protects me from sun, and the nets that helps me catch fish are all made out of bamboo. We burn bamboo for fuel. We cook in bamboo. We eat bamboo. And eventually, I will die with bamboo. So beautiful, sustainable life they are living. जितना चाहिए उतना ही bamboo काटना है, उतना ही बनाना है, उतना ही बेचना है, जो बिका उससे उतना ही खाना लाना है जो वीक में चले. Not too much ambitious about and like no content about and what do you say responsible about your environment. This is the life we Indian used to live and still in Northeast it exists. हमारे यहाँ पे क्या है, बड़ा फ्रीज ला दो. क्यों बड़ा फ्रीज? उसमें dump. When you dump everything, you are easily eating frozen food, right? We already used to have that facility that people used to come to our own house, give us lot of fresh food, left fresh vegetables, but we are not into. So if you see the whole journey of the bamboo here, it's so beautiful. There is no foreign element. Everything is to do what is grown near to me, and that clicked my mind. Coming from Italy, understanding the way Italians work, we are the second largest in the world if you talk about the growth of the bamboo after China, but we are not able to import anything or export anything, which is worth talking about. Okay, bamboo, we can do this. There are hardly bamboo designers you can talk about. Why? It's a question mark. But if I have to design a chair, then I have to compete with all the Europeans and all the rest of the market. But if I have to do something out of bamboo, I think the competition is very, very less, very limited. We have raw material, but I think we lack in design. So that gave me, yes, I have an insight coming from Italy. I have a know-how. I know the material now. And what can be the next? No imports, no glue, just traditional knowledge. If you see Northeast, कोई नहीं है कि फेविकॉल चाहिए कि ये चाहिए कि वो चाहिए. They are living in their own life. So there is no import. They are not importing कि ये वायर चाहिए, वो चाहिए, ये मेरे को ब्रास का चाहिए. No, everything they are making is sustainable. They don't need anything. But yes, they always sell the product outside. They're just using that traditional knowledge. What are we doing? We go do a lot of case studies. After case studies, we forget everything. We never go with a contemporary design to them. Okay, I have learned from you. I will give you back this. Hardly any students do this. Everything is available within arm's reach. For them, design is a way of life. हमारे लिए क्या है कि we always आपको बोला कि पेंसिल के बारे में कुछ सर्च करना है तो पहले कहाँ जाओगे? गूगल पे. सामने पेंसिल पड़ी वो नहीं देखोगे, तोड़ के नहीं देखोगे, छील के नहीं देखोगे, because our mind is set like this. First I have to ask Google, then I will go into Pinterest, then I will go to ChatGPT, we'll go somewhere else. We need to change the mindset. I fell in love with bamboo there, and ever since it has loved me back. So when I was in Italy, I used to design a lot of stores, I used to travel, but I never got the mileage, what mileage I got working with bamboo. This got me thinking. I did want to design just another bamboo chair. Chairs already exist. It is very difficult to design a chair. It's not easy because either you are rich or poor, chair remains chair. ऐसा नहीं कि मोदी साहब का चेयर है तो 10 फीट ऊंचा होगा, 10 फीट स्टेज के ऊपर रखा होगा, लेकिन चेयर ही है. So that hierarchy still remain. That makes it very challengeable. What next into a chair, right? Even Trukant is struggling to design another chair. So he creates a lot of competitions to get ideas, right? So I started exploring contemporary applications of bamboo beyond baskets, huts, and handicraft. So why we are not growing as a craft? Because we have still made our craft very traditional. So nobody wants to buy it. Material is rich. We are the second largest producer. But what is the issue? I think as a young designer, you can think of, because there is a vast opportunity for that. So I also wanted to go beyond basket, huts, and handicrafts. Started with small objects because I am a furniture designer and I know the value of a chair or any other furniture. It's very difficult to compete with Europeans where they work with a lot of machines, a lot of beautiful materials, and they have amazing market. So I wanted to be a wise Indian, to do something what we have as a resource. I started doing my research. What should I do as a brand? What should I start with? So it came to my mind why do 5 lakh dress, why do 5 lakh dress use 5 rupee hangers? कहने का ये मतलब है कि when you are getting married, you buy a dress of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakhs, right? लेकिन हैंगर तो 30 रुपए का ही देता है ना वो, हाँ या ना? Do you agree to this or not? So whatever dress you go to market, either you are rich or poor, आपका लाल दरवाजा से लेके आप आश्रम रोड जाओगे, हैंगर, there is no variation in hanger. There is no difference of tie, scarf, undergarments. You don't find that variation, and I thought that is an opportunity. Second, when I was doing my research, the second largest waste on the earth, the first largest waste is toothbrush, because either rich or poor, everybody use toothbrush. After toothbrush is hangers. So either again rich or poor, you got plastic, wood, metal, lot of hangers are done. So coming out from that, how can I save the earth? So it gave me an idea, why not design an hanger, which is a vast opportunity. So now I design hangers which start from 350 rupees to 12 lakh one hanger. Can you imagine? So yes, Anand Mahindra uses my hanger. Ananya Birla uses my hanger. She has kept the hanger in his office. So how do you get into from the culture to that contemporariness? So this idea was that why do 5 lakh dress, 5 rupees or 5 lakh जो 5 लाख का जो ड्रेस उसके ऊपर 30 रुपए का हैंगर क्यों, कि 5 रुपए का हैंगर क्यों होना चाहिए? Let's change, because that is what designer has to look opportunities. But then what into, because then I started designing hangers, already people have worked super work on hangers. It's very difficult. Then I thought it is much more difficult than designing a chair. उससे ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि hangers, huge hangers. You go anywhere and there are hangers, lot of. And what I have to work was just pole. Bamboo is a pole, either solid or hollow, correct? And it has a particular diameter. You cannot get what you get wood as. So that becomes a very big challenge. I wanted to use just bamboo, just the pole, and to create amazing form. So that is how my journey started, and the challenge from day started. This was my first, and what I wanted, if you see in the first, I wanted something which has to be less cut, less bend, less glue. Because most of the people, when designing with bamboo, they do a lot of process onto that, which makes it less sustainable. They will bend, karenge, ye karenge, wo karenge. First, when I have to do something in Ahmedabad, the bamboo comes from northeast. So I'm putting a lot of transportation cost to it. First, it becomes unsustainable that way only. So how do we do this? So that is how I started working with the material. So this was my first bamboo, which I started doing a lot of process onto the work with bamboo. And it was very difficult to get to this form, because I did a lot of experiment with my students. When I give a bamboo to cut someone, everybody cuts this way. Yes or no? That's the easiest way to cut bamboo. And it's very difficult to cut a bamboo diagonally, because it has got fibers, and fibers are very, very, very strong fibers, stronger than wood. So this is Netra. It has got a beautiful form, and each and every hanger we cut has got beautiful grains also to see this, and it is sustainable. I have not used any glue to it. I can put scarf, I can put tie, and no glue to this. This is another beautiful called Gufo. This is very influenced, names are very influenced from Italian names. So this Gufo has got a knot in between, again no glue into that. And you can see each and every the beauty of the grain. We call bamboo as green gold, but hardly people understand why it is called gold. Correct? We tell gold, 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 but why gold? So if you see each and every hanger I produce, they are so beautifully finished that you cannot say कि ये यहाँ का craft है. So this was my Gufo, and a beautiful piece which has given me a lot of awards. This is another beautiful called Zero. Can you tell me how this is made? There is no glue inside. There is no glue. How will you make this? You're all designers, all working with materials. Anyone? How many of you are designers here? All of you. Bolo to say we should make an interactive session. I have not come here to teach, I have come here to learn. How do you make this hanger? There's no glue in this. No bending. See, that is what these hangers are famous around the world. When we have a bamboo, bamboo is just a pole, right? But how do you understand? You need to love the material. Any of you can guess how this is made? Anybody else? So if you see bamboo, bamboo has got two knots, he's right. So how do you understand the knot distance, the species of the bamboo, and you have to chop it off? Right? This is again the art of cutting and art of understanding the material. So this made it unique. I don't have any glue inside, no bending. Again, the way I cut my material. It's called zero. This is called siliqua. Again, no glue to this. How do you make this? And all of you would have seen this type of inspiration every day in your life. We generally make design very complex as a designer. No, ये करना है, वो भी करना है, इसके लिए भी करना है, उसके लिए भी करना है. But how do you go simple? None of my hangers we sell less than 350 rupees, one piece. Right? In Europe we sell for 20 euros one hanger because I know there is nobody else. Correct? How do you stand out different from the crowd? Bamboo भी आपके पास था, पहले कारीगर भी थे, डिजाइनर भी थे, तो why? Pravinsinh Solanki is the first one to create this. It's so lightweight. If you do packaging part, super. No glue again. How do you make this? Start thinking. Because most of the time we don't think. So I was in Pune Design Festival. I was doing a workshop, and when we started the workshop, I took all of their mobile phone. सबका mobile phone मैंने ले लिया. And then we started the workshop, and that was the painful workshop for them because they cannot think, sir, mobile क्यों चाहिए? आपके पास material सामने है. So I think you need to come out of the mobile zone and start thinking. Work with the material, cut, paste. There is another beautiful hanger, and this a little bit complex hanger is this, but this is basically for coat where you need shoulders. So how do you understand hangers? Hangers are substitute of a body. Do you agree or not? Do you agree? शादी होगी, कोट देगा और हैंगर नहीं देगा तो लोगे कोट. So hangers have an attitude. वो attitude होता है हैंगर. आप ड्रेस लेने जाओ बोलेगा ऐसे लेके जाओ, नहीं हैंगर डालो. So hangers have an attitude. They are substitute of a body, but they are very silent. Either it is a male or female, you can't live without that. If you are in Dubai and giving or any part of the world, when you give it for iron, it always comes on a hanger. Right? They never fold. It is in Indian tradition, we fold everything and use. ठीक है, उसके बाद वापस होटल में जाने के बाद अनफोल्ड करने के बाद वापस प्रेस मारते, क्योंकि पहनना तो सीधा ही है. So we make a kapda very unsustainable. 3 times ironing. Yes or no? If you go to any program from house or to Mumbai, आप प्रेस करके जाते हो, ठीक है, फिर वहां जाने के बाद वापस दोबारा एक प्रेस मारते हो, तो somewhere we are wasting energy. It looks simple, but it has got a very big impact on this. What do you see in this form? You all are designers and you all understand form. What do you see in this too? Yes, birds. Or going to the depth, what do you see inside? क्या दिख रहा है bird में भी? हैं? Swan. Anybody else? Yes, please try. Now try yourself. You are very close. Structure of a lip. No, we are very close to the birds. Which bird you feel it is? Huh? Crane or peacock or duck. Right? The name of this one is Patto and one other hanger name is Baby Patto. So how do we design? Because Drukant is also from NID and we learn more system thinking, a lot of research. So the name of my hangers, I never say hanger, but I have to reveal it. So one is Patto and one is Baby Patto. Patto is the mother. It is a Spanish word for duck. Mother is very confident. right? Protective, strong. And baby is hyperactive, exploration. Usko idhar bhi jana hai, udhar bhi koodna hai. So they want to explore. So how do you bring that character and how do you bring that duck into a bamboo? That is a challenge of a design. मैंने तो नहीं बोला आप में duck है तो वही bamboo. There is no beak, there is no feather, and there is no complete duck. But how do you bring that duckness into a product that makes you a designer? It has got a lot of awards. Both hangers are different. If I talk from the industrial design, like no, Dukant is here, you will think industrial कैसे बनाओगे production. So there are only two elements. One is a triangle and there is one is a hook. Mass production, if I have to do, I will just do this, and I can any part of the world I can assemble it. So what we have done is we have tried to reduce the process and again giving a form to it, because when somebody wants to buy this hanger, they want value in that. Do you agree or not? Right? So that is how we have brought the life into a bamboo. That is the reason my topic is also soul. कि डिजाइनर का काम नहीं है कि नीचे लिखे ये हाथी है, दिखे ही नहीं हाथी फिर. But without that, how do you connect? So it's an opportunity. Life is an opportunity. So when I used to see, when I came back to India, then I saw a lot of Rakhis everywhere spread. Chinese Rakhi, Chota Bheem and everything coming from China. What are we designers doing? So हमारे ये तो मैं तो टेक्टोना ग्रांडिस की तरह बड़ा फर्नीचर स्टोरी खोलूंगा. Start with small. So I started designing small Rakhis, very beautiful Rakhis. So where I made my base as bamboo as a canvas. So I created a lot of base, and whatever craft are there in Gujarat, we invited a lot of craft ladies, women. Okay, आपको क्या आता है? बीड वर्क आता है? Okay, do the bead work into this. आपको क्या आता है? धागा वाला काम आता है? अब धागा वाला काम करो. And using that राखी का bamboo का cutout, we use lot of craft. In that way, we created a lot of stories from Saurashtra, from other places, Surat and all that. And we started selling this type of Rakhis, which is pure Indian and pure sustainable. Another way, if you think, you buy now, her sister ऐसा, मेरे भाई के लिए, how much you buy? So you buy Rakhi for your brother? What is the cost of a Rakhi? 70. Like लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं, नहीं मेरे भाई के लिए तो एक ही भाई है, तो महंगा राखी लेके जाऊंगा. लेते हो ना? Any of you buy महंगा राखी here? You don't love your brother. Right? So there is always है कि मेरे भाई के लिए लेके आ रहा है, तो अच्छा ही हम लोग बाई करते हैं, भाई आपको गिफ्ट भी वैसे ही देगा. It's no, जैसा आप राखी दोगे वैसी गिफ्ट भी आएगी. But what is the second life of a Rakhi? See, it is very serious issue. Whatever I am showing you, it looks very simple because we are still in India. But if you see from global perspective, we are going somewhere wrong. इतनी सारी राखी, कितने लोग राखी बांधते होंगे? Tentatively, can you please tell me in India? Looking at the population and pollution both. 70 to 60 crores. Imagine if you are designing a राखी और आप एक राखी में से सिर्फ ₹1 बाई करोगे, कितना हो जाएगा? Other than if you see, we don't have a second life of a राखी. राखी बांध दिया उसके बाद कितने दिन में छोड़ देते हो सब भाई लोग? How many days you keep? Most of the architect don't keep. ड्राफ्टिंग में बीच में पेपर में लग जाता है, गीला हो जाता है तो. Right? Most of the architects don't want because it is wet rakhi when you put it on the tracing paper, the paper. So what we made it, we gave a second life to the rakhi. We designed it so nicely that once this purpose is over of the rakhi, you can create jewelry out of that. And it was a big hit. So we created a lot of different type of, and it's DIY jewelry. I do a lot of toys using bamboo again, right? So my toys are more like Lego. So you can create your own toys. So you get set of wheels, you get set of stickers, and you get set of pipes. So you can make bikes also, and you can make cars also, and you can customize it. If you tell us in advance, we can put your name, and it can be, so my brand, if you see, is Pravinsinh Solanki. So P and S is there. If you see the center part, it's a very simple seed which you find in Ahmedabad a lot. People throw it off, but we made it very sustainable whole, I call it Vaco series. If you go my Instagram page, I've got all stories about this Vaco. So I've created a range of birds using this seed. So play as material research, explore objects using simple additions, cutting, pasting and painting techniques. I've not done anything great and I don't consider myself as a great designer. I'm just trying to achieve what is there near to me and whatever I can do it with whatever facilities I have. This was a very beautiful success. So there was an issue launched by BV Doshi, ADA magazine, if you would have come across. The same building, right? So BV Doshi designed the whole cover. It was a complete cover made out of concrete and this AD special edition was launched. And few of the furniture were curated by Doshi sir and other designers also. And few of my furniture were kept. If you see the stool boo, is I call this as boo. Then there is another cycle seat furniture you can see here. Which so how do you make playful furniture or playful work? So if you can see one of my this bench is also there. It's very beautiful change. So it can change heights. You can just flip it. So this were all curated in this space only. Rushad Sroff was also here. And it was curated under that magazine of BV Doshi, special issue. I create a lot of sound enhancers because bamboo is so beautiful material. And most of the sound enhancer, if you see on the Google, it is just a cut. It's just a cut. How do you develop that? So this type of work you will not find on Google also, because what you find is just a simple cut. We have tried to take the beauty of the grains and it gives very beautiful. This has also got a lot of awards because there is no glue into it and it gives a beautiful sound. I call this at forte and another one is tambour. ढोल बजाने के लिए ढोल आवाज करता है लेकिन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं चाहिए, right? And nowadays everybody wants to go on electronics. Then came COVID. Factories stopped, designers paused, artisans could not get work. Again, COVID shifted my design priorities permanently because as a designer, we all had a COVID आ गया, मजा आ गया, घर पे जाके मजे करो. It gave again a thought, what can I do for my country? It's a very serious issue. I returned to bamboo with a new agenda. Furniture often fails as a system because of its volume and portable inefficiency. I shifted to compact, space-saving bamboo system. So everywhere beds are नहीं है, hospital में beds नहीं है, कोई बोलेगा shield नहीं है, इतने लोग मर रहे हैं. How many us contribute as a designer? कि मैं तो यही बांग बनाऊंगा, मैं तो architect हूँ तो मैं तो वही काम करूंगा. Somewhere we have to make shift. How can we be helpful to our country? We have a knowledge, we have design sense, we have thinking sense. But how can we shift that thought? उस वक्त पे जो जरूरत है वही जरूरत है. So I started create because Rajiv Shetty, you must be knowing Padma Shri. He called me up. Ki Praveen, there are in Jharkhand lot of people. They don't have beds. क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग? Because he works on craft. So I worked the maximum during COVID, like 6 o'clock. So we have a resort in Sasan Gir. So because everything was shut, so right from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock, we were working, connecting with all the craft people because they didn't have money. तो हम लोग को पैसा भी देते थे and we used to give them design. So this is one of the sketches you can see. So we remotely designed collapsible beds for communities during COVID. Artisans produced the beds and earned livelihood during lockdown. Design kept people employed. Remote design, local livelihoods. So we give them design. आपके पास क्या है? मेरे पास बैम्बू है. अब क्या है? बैम्बू से बना सकते हो? ठीक है. तो we gave them design. They made their own beds. जहाँ पे हॉस्पिटल में नहीं जरूरत थी, they gave the whole beds to them. So we created that type of structure. वो बोलेगा सर हमारे पास तो फैब्रिक नहीं है. तो what do you have? तो बोलेगा नहीं हमारे पास एग्रीकल्चर का बैग्स है. तो we literally gave them कि चलो एग्रीकल्चर का बैग है, ऐसे करो 3 बैग को फाड़ दो, उसको ऐसे स्टिच करो, इसको ऐसे लगाओ and you can create bed. So you can see that the whole series of beds. So we give them alternatives कि आपके पास क्या है, क्या नहीं है. And that is how we resolved, and the whole article came on the newspaper was innovations from Gujarat. right? So lot of magazines covered it, talking about how a design can be helpful during this time of issues, this time of situations. So we created a lot of beds, all different type of range, like complex bed to simple beds. So these are all folding bamboo beds. पहले मैंने दिखाया, they're all like no prototypes what they used to make. This is what we created in house. Design at pandemic speed. We designed masks for community distribution and artisan production. The focus was rapid production, low cost, and local fabrication. These were open source ideas for frontline workers and community use. So we made a lot of designs and it was free resource. कोई भी आदमी उसको download करके and we gave them a perfect drawings. कुछ जगह पे तो हमने AutoCAD drawing दिया था कि you make it, because ultimately we want that survival kit. And if you see this was in the world, if you write my name, this will also come, because people were using a lot of plastics, huge plastic. See, in the flight, if you see the whole 200 people getting down, throwing all the plastic down, and again another flight comes. How do we address this type of issues? And just to promote that social distancing, see, एक होता है बात करना और एक होता है काम करना. Once you work, it can be good or bad, but at least you have to move. So we designed social distancing has to visualize personal spaces. So this also we gave them drawings, everything to different craft people, and they created beautiful hats. And one of the design we gave to Japan guy also, Yoshihiro, and he created 6 feet hat. It is just to create an awareness of social distancing. You cannot wear the 6 feet hat because if you want to go to toilet, you can't go. If you want to travel in a metro or bus, you can't travel. But yes, we create a different type of hats, different type of caps. So if you write Sanduri and Fanduri, Pravinsinh Solanki, you will see that all different type of hats we created for schools. So once you want to go to urinal, आप उसको धक्का मारो तो बंद हो जाएगा, ऐसा करो खुल जाएगा. So we created a lot of design awareness. And yes, life should not stop for a designer. So during that time, we were the most, we did most of webinars during that time. So we connected with all international designers. So around this time, I also got opportunities to collaborate with artisans around the world. So this was collaboration with Taiwanese artisan, where I would share my sketches and they would exactly replicate the design object. You can see this. So these were my sketches in pandemic. Right, I don't have a time to Max में जाओ, इधर जाओ, 3D Studio Max. But these are the sketches what I used to do, send it to them, and it was like cross culture. So this were polpo. If you see, the polpo is the one which looks like an octopus, and that is my golu. That is just a free weaving technique. So I used to give them a sketch, the free weaving technique, and the name, and that is how we created. And both this was as a part of display in Milan. जो सलोने दे मोबिले होता है. तो we need to, you should not give up as a designer. You need to connect. So for me, volume was the biggest sustainable problem. These stools collapse flat. If furniture can travel and store flat, you reduce transport emissions, store inefficiency and cost. So we are constantly working. My PhD is onto this space saving and space making using bamboo as a material. So we want to create that type of global awareness where you don't need any nut bolts. If you have nut bolts, that means you need Allen keys and everything to open. Why? Can we not create as a designer something where it can be very easy for life? So we created a range of furniture which are collapsible. You can take it and you can cut and use those furnitures. So these are all collapsible, which somebody likes the furniture, the cost is not more, but you spend on transportation. So this design system looked into hinge mechanism, load paths, and repeatable joinery in bamboo. So use rivets and all that, so it makes it fast production. So this is all done during pandemic. You can see my beard. These are the few furniture I'm working on space saving. The world is getting smaller and smaller. We don't have spaces. Right? How do you create a furniture which can save space, easy to carry, comfortable, and easy to stack into your work? If you see, this is the collection which is very famous now. Hardly any stackable furniture are usable. Once you stack, it becomes non-usable. So, but when you use this, it is called Zozo, XO. Once you put it in your room, it stacks also, and it looks just like a bench. So when you have a guest, you can take it out. So it is more like a sculpture in your house, not like a stacking sada hua furniture. If you put your plastic furniture, it stacks, right? It doesn't, it looks ugly. So how do you create furniture which has looks more as a sculptures? Most of the architect would have seen, or a designer, कि आपका furniture दीवार खा जाता है, right? The old paints goes off. If you see this one of the image, the on the wall, it eats lot of paint. When you most of the house, I think every house has this problem. So I wanted to design something which has a purpose to it. So this my chair will not touch the walls. It will just touch your skirting, but not your walls. So I have created this furniture. He's a vegetarian, doesn't like to eat burger or any Asian paint color, right? So with very simple furniture, I don't say they're great furniture, but yes, it has a purpose. And I have never seen a chair which doesn't eat color. Most of the chair are very close to your walls. I never designed in bamboo for awards or travel. But when you work deeply with material, it becomes your passport. Bamboo took me to conversations across many continents. So I've exhibited almost in 10 countries. So when I used to design stores, I used to travel but at company's cost. But after working on bamboo, working with sustainability, working with no glue or no fixtures, I traveled 10 continents at their cost. Okay, how do you do this? How do you cut this? Can you do a workshop? And got a lot of awards. I've exhibited in Germany, London, Paris. Like no, लोग कपड़े के लिए जाते हैं, मैं तो hanger के लिए. So it's a very strange stuff. Like no, all the big time designers go कि मैं कपड़े का exhibit कर रहा हूँ. And I was exhibiting in Germany just hangers. Right? So in Japan we have done in Korea, Mexico, Reunion Island. So this is how I travel, designing very small objects. The same thing is that when you are a mentor, how do you teach or you preach to your students also? So material knowledge multiplies with people, from artisan to student to industry. So I encourage the same to my students. No, do something which has a value. Don't do just for the sake of grades and for the sake of pass hone ke liye. So if you see the first, when I came to India, first course with NID, this coat hanger was designed by one of my students, Anirudh Biswas, and we got the first World Bamboo Award. $10,000 cost. कितना होता है 10,000 US dollar? है? Almost आज के ज़माने 10 लाख हो गया ना? So as a student, we always worry about सर पैसा नहीं है, but you should know what to design, how to design, with what material to design. And he got $10,000 US dollar plus traveling to South Korea to get the award. Very simple design, coat hanger. And to reach to this simplicity, it takes very long time because we have got lot of things. ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. All are award winning. If you have seen AD awards, last year AD awards, this was the best award. The lightest bamboo folding chair. Tom Dixon was holding this in his hand. Okay, I've never seen this beautiful chair in my life. So lightweight. Right? So this is what as a mentor you are giving to your students. Okay? Don't go simple. Don't go into very complex stuff. See, simple bamboo products, but very beautiful gifting items. So India produces around 14.6 million tons of bamboo every year. Yet we have barely scrapped the surface of designing with it. That you have a lot of opportunities. 30 plus years of learning, and I think I am still a student in bamboo. I am a student because I am doing my PhD. So I have just started. So I think it's a lot of opportunity, and if you start loving bamboo, I think bamboo will also start loving you, and you can create your whole entrepreneur, or you can start your own business with it, and you can make our country proud, and you can make the whole world sustainable using bamboo. Thank you so much. And if you want to know more about, you can visit my Instagram page, Pravinsinh_K_Solanki, and I put a lot of crazy ideas onto that. Thank you so much. Thank you for reading me.
Thank you, sir. We now.
And right, it takes very long time. So then it doesn't make you sustainable, because just to make a hook, you are spending time, and hanger doesn't take a time. Second, the life, because people use in a very different way. So using metal would have increased lifespan. Plus, I finish brass with gold finish, right? Because somebody asked, "आपका hanger महंगा क्यों है?" Title, it is a gold plated. It is 100% like pure gold plated. So that is how, like, no, we give value to that. If I put bamboo, I can use bamboo or cane, but then the value goes down. Aesthetically, will not look nice. Thank you. Nice question.
It's great to know the possibilities. I'm not satisfied with the question. How do you like to give advice to architects using that skills? Like how to found it sustainable, anything. I'm not sure if it's sustainable. What mindset should make architecture?
See, basically, very much driven by the client driven. Client को कम पैसा, कम time. This is what client wishes are. फटाफट बना के दे दो, जल्दी जल्दी बना दो, पैसा तो इतना ही होगा. Right? I think we need to change that mind shift. You need to develop your own style. Right? If you see B.V. Doshi's work, you can tell it, because he developed that style. Very less architects has developed that style, and that the style they have developed, it is like their experience they worked on, and there is a logic behind that. Why I'm putting a circular cutout or this type of slab, or why this material. So I think you need to do a lot of experience, like you have to do a lot of work onto that, understand the environment, and then you set your mind into, okay, what material is ideally to use. Correct? अदरवाइज नो, हम लोग क्लाइंट ने बोला ये डाल दो, अच्छा डाल दो. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, नो, हम लोग मोस्ट ऑफ द आर्किटेक्ट डिजाइनर्स डाल दो जितना भी हो सकता है, प्लाईवुड क्लाइडिंग, बट इट इज हाईली डेंजरस, राइट? बिकॉज इट क्रिएट ब्लू फ्लेम्स and it doesn't take any time to catch fire. But yes, because we want client to spend a lot of money, put plywood, and on the plywood you put veneer also, and so this is a designer's, what do you say, a call, how much to go for, or where is the value for spending money. If he has got money, then you can spend somewhere else, but not giving him something wrong advice that people die. Recently there was a case in Godhra also. The family died not because of fire, they died because of the fume. क्योंकि उनका सोफा जल गया, उनका wall cladding जल गया, and because of that it emitted lot of fume and people died. So I think you have to choose material wisely, and it comes with experience only. So if you see HCP, they have developed a style. We have got standard practice, we will do standard detailing, and this is how we will develop. We don't want to go very fancy. Done?
Yes.